आज हम सोशियोलॉजी के एमए के सेकंड सेमेस्टर के थर्ड यूनिट के नोट्स पढ़ेंगे। ये रहा थर्ड यूनिट का नाम है क्वालिटेटिव रिसर्च टेक्निक। इसमें पहला टॉपिक है ऑब्जर्वेशन। मीनिंग ऑफ ऑब्जर्वेशन। ऑब्जर्वेशन रेफर टू द सिस्टमैटिक वॉचिंग, लिसनिंग and recording of social behavior and events as they occur naturally. In this method, the researcher directly studies social phenomena instead of depending only on verbal responses. Example: if a researcher wants to study classroom discipline, village panchayat, religious rituals, market behavior, he or she directly observe these activities. Characteristics of observation method. Direct method of study. Observation provides first-hand information because the researcher studies behavior directly. Scientific and systematic. Observation is not casual watching. It is conducted in a planned and organized way. Natural setting. Behavior is studied in natural conditions without artificial control. Types of observation. Participant observation. In participant observation, the researcher becomes a member of the group being studied and participates in its activities. Example: a sociologist lives with the tribal communities to study their culture and tradition. Merit: detailed and deep information, better understanding of emotions and values. Helps build trust and respondent. Non-participant observation. In this method, the researcher remains separate from the group and only observe activities from outside. Example: observing classroom teacher without participating. Merit: great objectivity, easier recording of facts, less emotional involvement. Third, a controlled observation. Observation conducted under controlled and planned conditions using schedule or tools. Example: laboratory study. Uncontrolled observation. Observation conducted in a natural social situations without control. Example: studying crowd behavior during festivals. Procedure of observation method. Selection of problem. Research select the topic of study. Planning observation. Objective, place and duration are decided. Recording facts. Researcher record behavior carefully through notes, audio or video. Analysis. Collected information is classified and interpreted. Conclusion. Final finding or presented scientifically. अगर किसी को कोई और टॉपिक पे नोट्स चाहिए होंगे तो वो मेरे को कमेंट में बता देना, मैं उसके नोट्स भी डाल दूँगी। अगला क्वेश्चन है केस स्टडी मेथड। केस स्टडी मेथड इज़ वन ऑफ द मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट क्वालिटेटिव रिसर्च टेक्निक्स used in sociology and other social sciences. According to P.V. Young, case study is a comprehensive study of a social unit, meaning case study method refer to the detailed and systematic investigation of one particular social unit. In this method, the researcher studies all aspects related to the social unit such as social background, family life, economic condition, education, cultural environment, behavior, attitudes, and emotions and experience. Characteristics. Intensive and detailed study. Case study method involves intensive and detailed investigation of one social unit. Qualitative nature. Case study method is qualitative in nature because it focuses on experiences, emotions, attitudes, and behavior rather than numerical data. Holistic approach. Case study method studies the social unit as a whole. Study of one unit. Only one unit is studied at a time. The unit may be an individual, a family, an institution, or a community. Use of multiple sources. Case study method uses different methods for data collection. These include interviews, observation, letter, and personal documents. Historical study. Case study often includes study of past experience and background. Types of case study. पीछे हमने इसके पढ़े थे characteristics. Individual case study. In this type, one individual is studied in detail. Example, study of a criminal, mentally ill patient or student. Community case study. This type studies a village or community. Example, study of a tribal community or rural village. Institutional case study. This type studies institutions such as a school, hospitals, industries. Historical case study. This type studies historical situation and event. Conclusion. Case study method is one of the most valuable qualitative research technique in sociology. इस चैनल को ज़रूर सब्सक्राइब करना ताकि मैं हर एक वीडियो जब रोज़ नई डालती हूँ तो वो आपके तक पहुँच जाए नोटिफिकेशन के थ्रू. Content analysis. Content analysis is one of the most important qualitative research technique used in sociology and other social science. According to Karinger, content analysis is a method of studying and analysis communication in a systematic, objective, and quantitative manner. Meaning, content analysis refer to the systematic study and interpretation of communication material in order to understand social meaning, attitudes, and behavior pattern. In this method, the researcher analyzes communication sources such as newspaper, magazine, books, speech, films, social media posts, historical documents. For example, a sociologist may analyze newspaper report to study crime trends, representation of women, caste, discrimination, political ideology, or religious conflict. Thus, content analysis helps researcher understand social values, public opinion, and cultural change. Types of content analysis. Quantitative content analysis. This type focuses on counting words, themes, symbols, or frequencies. Example, count the number of crime-related news report in newspaper. Qualitative content analysis. This type focuses on understanding meaning, attitudes, and social message. Example, studying how women are represented in films and advertisements. Steps in content analysis. Selection of research problem. The researcher first select a topic or problem for study. Example, representation of women in television advertisement. Selection of communication material. Relevant material or selected such as newspaper, magazines, speech, films. Determining categories. The researcher developed categories or themes for analysis. Example, violence, gender role, political ideology, religion, etc. Analysis of content. The communication material is analyzed carefully. Explanation. The researcher studies theme, idea, word, symbol, and meaning. Interpretation of finding. After analysis, conclusions are drawn regarding social attitude, value, and behavior. Conclusion. Content analysis is an important qualitative research technique in sociology and social science. Next question है life history. Life history and genealogy method is one of the most important qualitative search technique used in sociology, anthropology, and other social science. According to Good and Hat, life history is an account of the entire life of a person as narrated by himself or collected from other sources. Meaning, life history method refer to the detailed and systematic study of an individual entire life experiences. In this method, the researcher studies different stages of life and analysis how social, economic, cultural, and psychological factors influence personality and behavior. The researcher studies family background, education, social environment, occupation, emotional experience, and social relationship. Meaning genealogy. Genealogy method refer to the study of family lineage and kinship relationship across generation. It helps researchers understand family structure, marriage pattern, inheritance system, and social organization. This method is usually important in anthropology, tribal studies, rural sociology, and kinship studies. Steps in life history and genealogy method. Selection of individual or family. The researchers select a person or family related to the research problem. Example, a migrant worker, tribal leader, or criminal. Collection of information. Information is collected through interviews, autobiography, family record, official documents. Preparation of genealogy. In genealogy method, the researcher prepare a family tree. This chart show generation, kinship relation, marriage pattern, and inheritance structure. Verification of facts. Information is Information is cross-checked from different sources, analysis and interpretation. The researcher analyzes experience, relationship, attitudes, and social influence. Drawing conclusion. Final conclusion are prepared regarding social behavior and family relations. अगला क्वेश्चन है वैलिडिटी एंड reliability in qualitative research. Validity refer to the accuracy and truthfulness of research findings. It answers the question, does the research truly represent the reality and experience of the participant? A valid qualitative study reflects participant real-view emotion experience without distortion. Types of validity in qualitative research. Credibility. Credibility means confidence in the truth of the findings. It is similar to internal validity in qualitative research. The researcher must ensure that participant experience are represented honestly and accurately. Methods to increase credibility. Prolonged engagement in the field. Participant observation, member checking, triangulation, peer debriefing. Transferability refer to the extent to which research finding can apply to other situations or groups. Instead of generalizing statistically, qualitative researchers provide detailed description so reader can decide whether findings apply to another context. Methods think description of setting, participants and context. Confirmability means the finding are based on participants' responses rather than researcher bias or personal opinions. The researcher should remain neutral and objective. Methods: maintaining field notes, keeping interview record, reflexive journal, audit trail. Authenticity means presenting a fair and balanced picture of participant experience and viewpoint. The researcher should include different voices and perspectives. Reliability. Reliability refers to consistency and dependability of the research process. In qualitative research, exact Repetition is difficult because human behavior and social situations change over time. Therefore, reliability focuses more on whether the research process is logical, clear, and well documented. Instead of reliability, qualitative researchers often use the term dependability. Conclusion, validity, and reliability are fundamental elements of qualitative research, play a vital role in making qualitative research meaningful, credible, and socially valuable. थर्ड यूनिट हमारा कंप्लीट हो गया है। फोर्थ यूनिट को मैं कल अपलोड करूँगी। फोर्थ यूनिट है डाटा एनालिसिस, जिसमें हम कोडिंग को पढ़ेंगे, एडिटिंग, रेवोल्यूशन, इंटरप्रिटेशन एंड ड्राइंग, इन्फेरेंस, बिब्लियोग्राफी एंड रिपोर्ट राइटिंग को। अगर किसी को कोई और टॉपिक पे नोट्स चाहिए हैं तो मेरे को कमेंट बॉक्स में टॉपिक का नाम लिख के भेज देना, तो मैं उसके नोट्स बना के वीडियो डाल दूँगी। सब्सक्राइब कर देना ताकि वो वीडियो आप तक पहुँच भी जाए। थैंक यू।